Welcome back to Highlight Your Healing. I'm Shannon, grief coach and founder of J&J Journals. So I took a little break, y'all. I gave myself permission to pause. I'm still a little bit under the weather, as you can hear my voice. I'm recovering from the flu. But before this year ended, I wanted to leave you with a bonus episode. A new year does not cancel your grief. You're allowed to bring your grief with you into 2026. I don't care if it's January 1st to July 17th. Grief does not run on a calendar. It doesn't reset at midnight, and it doesn't disappear just because the calendar changed. So if you came into this new year still hurting, still missing your person, still processing what you lost, nothing is wrong with you. You didn't fail the year before. You didn't do healing wrong. You didn't miss some invisible deadline. Grief is a part of your story, not something you have to leave behind in order to move forward. I think this time of year can feel especially heavy because everywhere you look, people are talking about fresh starts, new beginnings, new goals, resolutions, and new versions of themselves. And while that's beautiful for some people, for others, it can feel like pressure. The pressure to be okay, the pressure to be positive, or the pressure to act like this past year didn't change you. But let me say this, you don't have to pretend that you're okay in order to move forward. You don't have to erase what happened to step into what's next. You're allowed to bring that version of you that grieved, that cried, survived, and barely made it through some days into this new year. That version of you matters. If you lost someone, if your life doesn't look the way you thought it would, if your body, your faith, your relationships, or even your sense of safety changed, that doesn't magically disappear because a calendar flipped. You can hold grief and still hope. You can feel sadness and still want joy. You can miss what was and still move forward. All of those things can exist together. Maybe you thought by now it wouldn't hurt this much. Or maybe you thought you feel stronger, lighter, or even more healed. But grief isn't a straight line, right? And healing doesn't come with a timeline. Some days you'll feel okay. Other days, the grief will hit you out of nowhere. That doesn't mean that you're going backwards. That just means that you're grieving. So here's what I want you to give yourself permission to do this coming year. Permission to feel what you feel without explaining it. Permission to talk about your loss, even if it makes some people uncomfortable. Permission to reset and to rest when your body is tired. Permission to move at your own pace. You don't owe anyone a strong version of you. You owe yourself honesty. If you're wondering, okay, but how do I move into this new year without forcing myself? You can set goals and still grieve. You can dream again and still miss what you lost. You can laugh and still have moments where you break down. None of that cancels out the other. You are not required to make grief your entire identity. But you also don't need to pretend that it didn't shape you. Grief changed you, and that's okay. You're allowed to grow around it. You're allowed to find joy again without guilt. So as we step into this new year, I don't want you asking, how do I forget about what happened? I want you asking, how do I take care of myself as I carry this? That's where the healing lives. Not in denial, not in rushing it, but in honesty, in care, and giving yourself just a little bit of grace. And if no one has told you this yet, let me be the first one. You're doing better than you think. This year doesn't require a brand new version of you. It just asks for the real one to show up exactly where you are and who you are. And she is more than enough. So if this episode met you where you are, share it with someone who needs permission to breathe this year. And remember, a new year doesn't cancel out your grief. you're allowed to bring it with you. All right, y'all. As I continue to give myself permission to pause, to rest, to heal, I'll see you in the new year. And until then, continue to highlight your healing.